Evening, everyone. Well, there were some great debuts over the weekend, a weekend of great moments and top games live on TalkSport. Erik ten Hag's debut season went pretty well too. Very good rather than great. A third place finish, 2 cup finals and a trophy. But after a summer of strengthening, a new goalkeeper, an England international in midfield and a new number 9, what next for Manchester United? It was the Dutchman that said that Manchester United should always be in the hunt for titles, but are they ready to push Manchester City and Arsenal in the race to win the Premier League? Wolverhampton Wanderers are racing to stay in it. They changed their manager 5 days before the start of the season. A serial winner is gone. A guy who performed a miracle last year is asked to do it again. Here are the two teams ahead of kick-off, starting with the home team, Andre Onana. Manchester United's first new number 1 for 12 years is in goal, wearing the number 24 shirt away to our left-hand side. He's pretty superstitious about that. Wan-Bissaka gets the nod at right back. Rafa Varane is partnered by Lisandro Martinez for the first time since the end of last campaign, when he missed a lot of that last few weeks of the campaign with a broken metatarsal. Luke Shaw is the left back. Bruno Fernandes, Casemiro and Mason Mount in a new look midfield. Alejandro Garnacho, who had a breakthrough season last year, starts on the left-hand side of a 3-pronged attack, which also includes Antony and Marcus Rashford. Harry Maguire amongst the substitutes, as well as Martial, Eriksen, Sancho, Dalot, Lindelof, Pellistri and Scott McTominay. Wolverhampton Wanderers, they start with Jose Sarr in goal. Semedo, Max Kilman, the new captain in the absence of Ruben Neves, Craig Dawson and Ryan Aït-Nouri. Then Matheus Nunes, Mario Lemina and João Gomez in midfield, with Pedro Neto and Sarabia flanking Matheus Cunha in attack. Manchester United in red shirts with black trim and white shorts. Wolves in old gold shirts and black shorts, attacking the Stretford end in the first half. Manchester United shooting from left to right. The referee is arguably the best one from last season in Simon Hooper. The first blast of his whistle gets the players to take the knee in support of equality in all forms. And then we're underway. Monday night is game night. When you wake up tomorrow morning with Ali McCoist and Andy Townsend, TalkSport Breakfast will be on hand with a stellar cast of names to entertain and review the night's action, and look forward to a busy week in the EFL. Friday night it's Forest Sheffield United, and then we're back in Manchester next Saturday with the champions and the Toon. 45 commentaries this season. Let's get on with another in the company of Danny Murphy, who played in the Premier League for 16 seasons. Danny, how do Wolves approach this Manchester United team with their strengthened spine?
Well, I think you have to give them respect, be cautious. The pace United have high up the pitch is phenomenal, so try and ease your way in, not too cavalier, get some touches on the ball early and play in United half. Don't overplay at the back, get yourself in the game, try and quieten this crowd. 20 minutes is always a good marker. If you're at Old Trafford and you're at 0-0, 20 minutes, the crowd just tends to dip a little bit, but I expect United to have come out really quickly.
Already short passes being played out the back from the goalkeeper Andre Onana, who also has quite a big personality as well as big goalkeeping ability, given away by Fernandes on the edge of his own penalty area though. One back by Mason Mount on the edge of the D, and it's played out towards the left hand side. Mount wearing the iconic 7 shirt for Manchester United as Martinez plays it up to Mount, who takes it on and motors up towards halfway, shrugs off a challenge in midfield from Mario Lemina, and then plays it left just over the halfway line, left of centre into Fernandes, who finds Garnacho, and then it goes back to halfway. Some lively, young, sprightly players in this Manchester United team, with lots of pace available for them on the counter-attack. Here is Garnacho, one of those with real pace and ingenuity over on that far side, taking the ball infield and playing it back to halfway. 0-0 the score in the early exchanges here, and Manchester United just settling in on what has been quite a damp afternoon in Manchester, and it's cleared up ahead of kick-off. Lisandro Martinez, the World Cup winner, plays the ball forward from left of the centre circle up to halfway. Forward by Shaw, who now tries to nudge it out towards the wide left, and it's given away, and Mason Mount then hounds Gomez over on the far side, but can't get hold of it. It's picked up, and away comes Semedo, slaloming through the Manchester United defence, finds Cunha, who's tackled by Casemiro. The ball deflects out to the near side, the left. They'll allow that to run out, and it's going to be a goal kick. And actually, I think as he scurried out towards his left-hand side, Pablo Sarabia thought that was going out for a corner. Simon Hooper very quick to point out that it's going to be a goal kick for Manchester United, 0-0.
Really positive run from Semedo, bursting through the lines there from the right back position. It was a great recovery tackle in the end to block the shot from Casemiro, wasn't it, from Cunha. I think it was really good defensive work. Bright start from Wolves.
Yeah, the all-action midfielder Casemiro, who was so good for them last season. 7 goals, 6 assists, but he did miss 7 games in the second half of the season because of suspension. And the ball's won illegally on the far side, a foul by Semedo on Mount, 2 yards in from the left touchline. It's going to be a free kick which Luke Shaw will take just 20 yards short of the halfway line. In the year that Erik ten Hag has been in charge, standards have been set, fitness, attitude and camaraderie have been improved. What he does next really will determine whether he is just another one that has followed the great Sir Alex Ferguson, or he can become his true successor. 3.5 minutes gone on game now. Ball wide on the left. This is Luke Shaw of Manchester United. Infield to Casemiro. Space out wide for Mount, and then Garnacho on the half turn runs into a little bit of trouble. Garnacho tries to win it, can't do so. Mount slides in with a tackle, doesn't quite make it, and Semedo pushes forward once again, collected by Pedro Neto, far side the Wolverhampton Wanderers right, and most of the football has been played in the Manchester United half. Wolverhampton Wanderers have made a bright start to the game, Danny.
They really have, and there's a little clever tweak tactically where you've got Lamina, who's playing kind of holding role on his own to pick up Fernandes, and the other 3 ahead of him, the other 3 midfielders have gone man for man a little bit at the moment. All seem to have their jobs. See how that develops.
Pedro Neto playing wide on the right hand side, so Nunez playing as the left of a 3-man midfield, Sarabia joining in with Cunha.
Yeah.
And it's a bit lopsided at times, and Nunez has had to cover a bit of ground on this left-hand side. That might well be an area which Anthony might think about trying to exploit with his new platinum hair that he has dyed for the occasion. Onana taking the ball forward under no real pressure, then clips it out towards the left-hand side after being closed down by Cunha. It's headed away by Dawson.
That suit you, Sam.
Well, that platinum hair.
Yeah.
I've been thinking about it, because...
Do you know what? I think that would really add a new dimension to your look.
So? Yeah. Maybe we should do that. Maybe we could
I'd do it if I could. I mean, God, if only there was a choice.
Here is Nunez, Matheus Nunes, who was linked with Liverpool for large parts of last season after only turning up in the summer last year for Wolverhampton Wanderers. He turns the ball back on halfway to Craig Dawson, 33 years of age now, Dawson, and will have an extended role after they sold Nathan Collins. Plays it wide to Semedo, who's being harassed by Garnacho. Manchester United just haven't found their pattern of play yet. It's back to the goalkeeper Sarr, who kicks it under pressure upfield. Chested into the air by Cunha, under pressure from Casemiro. Won by Fernandes, but then Nunez gets there first, and then he'll turn the ball over. Should have played it earlier, I think, to that right-hand side. Didn't do so. And then there's a challenge by Garnacho, and he looks like he's hurt himself in diving in for that over on the far side. They have been given a free kick here, Manchester United, just 7 or 8 yards inside Wolverhampton Wanderers territory.
Yeah, it didn't look too much in it on the replay. I think he's just caught him. He's alright, he's sitting up, Garnacho. I'd be getting him the ball as often as possible. Keep feeding him, keep giving him the ball, let him weave his magic.
Ball play forward, Mount trying to burst through the middle of the penalty area. A knot of old gold shirts just crowds him out, and it's smuggled away. And it's the first corner of the evening, won by the new signing, and the pressure that he applied to Nelson Semedo, and it's going to be a corner kick on this near side.
It's a clever run from Mount. He's really good at that, knowing when to make runs in behind off the ball. Great effort from Casemiro to find him as well. Good covering from Semedo.
I think one of the reasons why he is underrated is because people don't see that work that he does. Here is the corner kick on this near side, a short one to Fernandes. Fernandes then plays it against the defender, and it goes out for another second successive Manchester United corner. It is Manchester United 0, Wolverhampton Wanderers 0 on game night on Talk Sport. And Adrian will take you round the grounds in the EFL tomorrow and Wednesday. He's going to Reading tomorrow, he tells me. Up and down the country. He's done more miles than me, I think, this weekend.
Just looking at United on this set play, they haven't got the biggest team in the world, have they? There's really only Varane and Casemiro you would really worry about defending against.
Mount's delivery in towards the near post, but it might have gone out and come back in again before Jose Sarr could punch it ahead of Casemiro. And yet, listen, set pieces were a bit of a problem actually last season. It's one of the areas that they could probably improve. Last season they scored only 6 goals from set pieces, the fewest of any Premier League team, despite a third place finish. I mean, they underperformed their XG from set pieces by almost 4 goals and scored once every 49 corners. The Premier League average is around about 25.
Definitely an area to work on, but it's difficult when you haven't got the size. I mean, Rashford can leap, to be fair to him. He's a threat. I was worried. I was thinking more as well defending set plays, especially against some of the teams in this league who have much bigger size than Manchester United.
Flick on by Nunez from the goal kick from Sarr, down the left channel it goes, tidied up by Varane, and goes back to the goalkeeper Andre Onana. Left-footed, long ball high into the air, looking for Garnacho to chase. The second ball is won by Mario Lemina, and then Dawson will just shepherd it all the way back to the goalkeeper. Gary O'Neill comes out to the edge of his technical area in a Wolverhampton Wanderers tracksuit and weatherproof top, and it's given away by Kilman and picked off by Anthony. Edge of the area is Mount, on the edge of the D now, leaves it for Garnacho. Sliding in was Lemina to try and stop him from progressing any further. Manchester United's swiftness of attack has just been halted by the fact that Wolves got numbers back, and Lemina did a really good job for his team there, but Anthony winning the ball on this near side nearly took advantage of a little bit of a mishap from Kilman.
Well, it was poor decision from Kilman, and that's exactly what you don't want to do. You don't want to invite pressure by giving the ball away, running out from the back. It's just suicide, isn't it? It's a really bad decision from Kilman, and something he'll learn from quickly, I'm sure. Other than that, it's been a decent start from Wolves. They've settled into the play. They look comfortable on the ball. United taking a little while to get going.
Max Kilman, who is the Wolves captain now, I think was a couple of moves away this summer. Napoli had a bid rejected by Wolverhampton Wanderers for him, but he signed a new 5-year contract just yesterday. I think he agreed it over the weekend, and he's a big part of their plans going forward. Ball right side with Sarabia now, touching it infield to the new number 8, João Gomez. Tries to play it out towards the right hand side. It's collected by Dawson eventually on the halfway line for Wolves, who come forward. 9.5 minutes into the game and still at 0-0. Sarabia tried to play it out to the right, took a little deflection, comes back to Neto, then gets on the edge of the box and almost came through to Sarabia, but it was a vital intervention from Casemiro, and now Manchester United turn the ball over and race over the halfway line. Picked up by Garnacho, trying to get the better of Cunha. Matthias Cunha, the centre forward for Wolverhampton Wanderers, funneling back into a right back position, winning the ball back, and Manchester United have lost possession.
Yeah, phenomenal recovery runs from Cunha.
Ait Nouri out towards the left-hand side. Wolves on the attack. They've been the better team so far in the opening 10 minutes at Old Trafford. Nunez down the left-hand side, plays it against the defender, and then it hit the Portuguese last and bobbles behind and away for a goal kick, and Manchester United have got to up the tempo.
Yeah, well, I think Gary O'Neill will be absolutely delighted by this Wolves start. Probably didn't expect to have as much of the ball, but real appetite to work back. It wasn't just Cunha, actually. Neto was 5 yards behind him, tracking Garnacho back.
Gary O'Neill, who is leaning down on writing on a small notepad on his knee. Mason Mount has played the ball by Onana. He didn't spot who was coming in his wing mirrors, but they've won the ball, and now they've got a little bit of an overload on the left-hand side, and Rashford's been sent down the right. The goalkeeper's come a long way out. He's made the stop, but there was space on the far side for Garnacho, and Rashford didn't use it. The angle was too tight for him. He was going to struggle to pop it in from there. That was another chance on the turnover for Manchester United. 0-0 the score. This is TalkSport. Largely it's been Wolverhampton Wanderers who've looked the better team, but there's a couple of chances there for Manchester United on the turnover, but Wolves has just got back very quickly, Daniel.
Well, it just shows you when you're playing against such pace. Rashford, Garnacho, and on this side, of course, Anthony. I lost him there for a second.
He's got platinum
too
hair,
worried about his hair, I know. The pace they've got, one breakaway, one poor ball, one switch off, and you're done. And that's what Wolves have got to be careful of.
Fernandes tried to sweep that through towards Anthony, who's in the penalty area, lurking with intent. Kilman comes across, hoists the ball into the sky, it bounces behind, and it's away for a corner for Manchester United. And Fernandes actually tried to play that ball down the right-hand side, looking for Anthony. It just pulled off into a really good position, and it was fortunate that someone got something on it to stop it from sneaking through to him. Another corner for Manchester United, near side, the right as they look at it, in front of the scoreboard end, that jam-packed stand away to our right. And Mason Mount places the ball in the quadrant. Fernandes comes short. Is he going to give it to him again, or is he going to whip this one in? Varane in the box, Suaymat, Rashford back post, Casemiro near post. He's going to whip this in, right-footed, arcing it towards Casemiro, flicked away by Lemina, picked up by Garnacho, hits it first time, blocked by Aït-Nouri, and then it bounces to halfway where it's recovered by Shaw, who turns and then loses out to Neto in a brilliant European Championships with Portugal. And now Wolves move forward, and Cunha is trying to get in behind the defence, but Anthony's got back to win it. It's a game of cat and mouse at the moment, isn't it? It's good fun. Ball on the right-hand side. Aaron Wan-Bissaka on the halfway for Manchester United. Tucks it back in field, and Casemiro. Fernandes made a run down the right-hand side, wasn't spotted, and eventually Casemiro switches the play to Garnacho. Was that handball by the youngster? It was. Free kick given to Wolverhampton Wanderers over on the far side. 13 minutes played, Manchester United 0, Wolverhampton Wanderers 0, live on Talk Sport with Sam Matterface and Danny Murphy tonight at Old Trafford. And we're with Now. Don't forget, with Now you can stream all the Sky Sports action like Manchester United versus Wolves live right now for $11.99, no contract. Search Now Sports.
I'll tell you what was evident there, Neto's sharpness. He looks really fit and sharp.
Yeah, he struggled at the end of last season when he was coming back from injury, didn't really get into his groove.
Shaw does not want a 50-50 race with him. He had about 5-10 yards on him there, and he nearly caught him.
Cunha spinning in behind, he's got rapid speed as well, but Wan-Bissaka shows a little bit of guile there to edge him off the ball and turn it back into midfield. They're in a game here, Manchester United. Oh, that's beautiful from Anthony. He goes round the outside of Brian Aït-Nouri and then he's pulled down. Gary O'Neill wags his finger and says no, he's bought that foul, but it was a lovely bit of skill in the first place from Anthony to just twist away from Aït-Nouri.
Beautiful balance.
He had a little bit of stick, didn't he, about his debut season, but 8 goals and 3 assists. Not the worst.
No.
Here he is on the right hand side, hasn't scored here since his debut at Old Trafford. Sends the ball left footed in towards the back of the defender. It bounces into the right wing position. Manchester United have it. Wan-Bissaka back to Anthony, and he plays it out towards the wide right position, and then looks up, wanted to centre it, and then realised that the options were closing, so he goes back to halfway. Martinez takes it in the centre circle for Manchester United at 0-0 on this Monday Night Football, the first Monday Night Football of the season. Whenever there's football on a Monday night, it'll be live and exclusive to national radio right here on Talk Sport with 450 commentaries. The station that brings you Ali McCoist at breakfast with Andy Townsend on a Monday and Tuesday, Alan Brazil from Wednesday onwards, and from December, Jeff Stelling is going to be joining us Mondays and Tuesdays. Looking forward to that. 6 till 10, Mondays and Tuesdays from December. And of course, White and Jordan back again tomorrow. I thought Simon was very good this morning talking about why Chelsea haven't got as many FFP problems as many people think they might have, despite their spending, although since they did that little chat earlier today, they've gone and spent another £160 million, as you do on a Monday afternoon. And Danny, you're back with them on Wednesday, aren't you?
I am, looking forward to it. I haven't worked with Simon since he's come back.
Yeah, good to see him back as well.
Looking forward to giving him a big hug. Welcome him back to the show. Sure, he'll embrace that with open arms.
Well, it's been a good start from Wolverhampton Wanderers here, despite the disruption in pre-season. Actually, they played quite well and got some really good results, so maybe we shouldn't be surprised that they've started as brightly as they have. Here is Matthias Nunez skipping past challenges. He runs into Rashford and loses the ball. Manchester United haven't hit their straps yet. Here is Purman. Over to the right. It's played on by Semedo and then picked up by Neto, who clips the ball left-footed and wide out to this left-hand side, but it's inaccurate. And then Casemiro will help it on. And now they break Manchester United with Anthony flying forward. He's got Fernandes inside him. It wasn't a great pass, that. And it was anticipated by Dawson, who came out of the defensive line and nabbed it. And now Anthony's scurrying back to try and race with Neto. Neto's gone beyond Fernandes. That's a late challenge by him, and that's going to be a yellow card, the first of the game. It was late.
Well, I said he looked sharp. He's outrun both of them there. Martinez, he committed to the challenge. You could see it coming. Silly, really. Great play from Neto, wasn't it? Super pace to get down that left-hand side. Anthony was trying to get back and turn. Anthony's no slouch. I like Neto. I've always liked him. He's a real threat when he... I mean, obviously he's had those injuries, but that season he was phenomenal before he got the injury.
Yeah, the ankle injury really scuppered him. He's actually not produced a goal or assist in any of his last 18 Premier League appearances after those problems.
Well, the whole Wolves performance for the first 70 minutes has been quite brave, actually.
Yeah.
The two forwards pressing high, and then the midfielders all pressing high as well, leaving the back four isolated at times, which might be dangerous moving forward, but they've had a good start.
Here is the free kick, just 2 yards in from the left touchline. It'll be taken by Neto, left-footed. He's got big characters to aim at, but it's a low ball into the near post, which wasn't the best delivery, really.
Poor
And, it was easily dealt with by Onana after a flicked header from João Gomez.
The other thing with that, Sam, as well, is that he's a goal scorer. You know, he wants to be in there. You don't want him taking free kicks out there. There's other midfielders, fullback, whoever. There's plenty of players on the foot pitch who are technically capable of putting the ball in the box. You want your goal scorers in the box. I never like to see it.
0-0, more space for Anthony on this near side, and that area on that right is where Manchester United are getting some joy. Touch back by Casemiro to the right, and Wan-Bissaka, and then Anthony's gone on one again, but it's a good tackle by Nunez, and then Varane takes it around Cunha, moves down the right hand side. He's a couple of inches in from the near touchline when he turns and goes back to Lisandro Martinez. Erik ten Hag believes Manchester United had a good pre-season. Fitness and performance levels are high. He said he was confident about the new season ahead. But it's been Wolverhampton Wanderers who've had the brightest start to proceedings. Fernandes tries to play it down the left. Garnacho thought he was fouled by Semedo. It was a bit of a wrapped ball down that left channel by Fernandes. It goes straight out of play and away for a goal kick. What are the problems for Manchester United, apart from the Wolves' performance? What are they not doing that they should be?
Well, I think there's inevitably a bit of nerves on the ball. It's not been quite as tight and comfortable as you'd expect when they have the ball. And I think they've probably been a little bit surprised by Wolves' intensity in terms of the high press. Not been as easy to get on the ball and play out. I'd like to see United turn Wolves round a couple of times. Not always look to feet. I'd like to see a couple of long diagonals, try and turn this Wolves back four, get Garnacho or Anthony in behind, even if they don't get it, just to get that Wolves back four running towards. Just see Rashford making that exact run we just talked about, because that's where they're going to get the joy. The Wolves' two centre-halves, who are good players, they're not the quickest.
Well, Ten Hag said there was a bit of uncertainty about what to expect from Wolves because of the change of manager, but although they do analyse their opposition completely and thoroughly, they do play their own game. Garnacho just been picked out by Onana. A lovely ball from the edge of his own penalty area out wide to the left-hand side. Garnacho faces up Semedo, and then Semedo gets the tackle in to put the ball out for a throw-in off Garnacho out on the far side. It's a Wolves ball.
It's going to be a good battle, that, because Semedo can match Garnacho's pace, so he's going to have to be intelligent with his movements. Manipulate the ball a little bit, make some runs inside and out, mix it up against a player who's physically as capable as you. You have to be really clever.
Ball's loose in midfield. It takes a bounce and Lamina gets there first. Anthony didn't get hold of that, but Aït-Nouri did, and he cuts infield and gets to the edge of the centre circle, and he swivels brilliantly with a lovely piece of skill to take him away from Casemiro. Plays it out towards the near side. Collected now by Nunez, and then infield again it goes to Cunha. Cunha tries to come infield. Casemiro says no thank you, I'll have that, and then plays it into Rashford. Rashford turns and runs at the Wolves defence, spreads it wide towards the left. He then powers through the centre. Mountjohn's the attack. Anthony's there too. Garnacho tries to play it infield and gives the ball away.
Yeah, he needs to settle down a little bit, Garnacho. Just get some passes in.
There's a bit of an issue over on the far side. Wolves are upset by that because they had a 3-on-3 break, which the referee has pulled back because of a problem, a head injury to one of their players.
Ridiculous. See, did that? I hate to jump on the bandwagon early doors, but that's just a lack of understanding of the game and what's up. You could tell he was fine. Let it go. Great opportunity for them.
Well, it still remains Manchester United 0, Wolverhampton Wanderers 0, and Marcus Rashford has had the fewest touches of any player on the football pitch at this moment in time.
Sam, you find that with centre forwards a lot, who are doing the right thing by playing high up and keeping their position for the team. It's a stat thrown at them at times I don't like.
Well, Haaland's one of those who never has any touch of the ball, but I don't think he's too scrappy.
He's not bothered now.
They're just got to be in the right place when the ball arrives. The problem is the ball hasn't arrived to him that often so far in the game. 22 minutes gone. I think there's more of a problem with the supply to the Manchester United forwards than there is with Rashford himself so far in the game. You are listening to Talk Sport, and we are live at Old Trafford. And remember, after we're done here and we've brought you all the post-match reaction, we'll be into the sports bar with Jamie O'Hara and Jason Cundy. We'll bring you Eric Ten Hag live in that show, and Gary O'Neill as well, and you'll have your chance to have your say as well on national radio. It's 03717 223344. I've been saying it for a while, Danny, that they need to up their tempo, Manchester United. And let's see if they can do that now with Fernandes out wide towards the left, and coming forward is Garnacho. He then cuts infield, lays it off to Shaw. Shaw tries to put it for the legs of the defender. It doesn't work. It comes back to Garnacho, left edge of the box. Fernandes, then to Casemiro. Good touches, short, sharp passing from Manchester United, but it's allowed Wolves to get back into shape. Back it comes to Fernandes, looking for that ball to switch out towards the right-hand side, and Wan-Bissaka, who gets a half touch on it. Anthony tries to get there, but he's being marshalled well by Nunez, and then Aït-Nouri will play it out to the left-hand side, and Wolverhampton Wanderers will escape. A bit of a battle going on between Wan-Bissaka and Nunez. In the end, there was a sort of collision, and Nunez went down after the initial foul was just sort of waved away.
I think for United it's just about finding a balance at the moment where they want to get some passes in and keep hold of the ball and try and wear Wolves down a little bit, and also when to play behind that high line of Wolves, because I expected Wolves to be a lot deeper, a bit more pragmatic, but actually when they're pressing high, the back four's getting up quite high, so United need to find that balance. When to keep possession and work their way through, or when to play direct and use that pace of the front three.
They had a good pre-season, some good results, they didn't lose, they were full of confidence, and they've got some good players in this team. And you and I looked at the squad earlier on today and we were going, look, hey, there's some talent here. A lot of people said that they were going to struggle, and I understood that, and I think earlier in the summer I would have said the same thing, mainly because of the manager situation. But actually we did the Premier League All Access podcast preview a week ago, and I said I don't think they'll go down.
No, I don't.
Because I thought that they would change the manager, maybe not as fast as that, and it would have a similar effect to what happened at Bournemouth last season. And they've got the talent to deal with it. Given away and picked up by Fernandes from Lamina. He plays it down the left. Garnacho inside the penalty area, can't take it in. Semedo did just enough, and it's cleared away by Wolves. João Gomez miscontrols it, but gets it at the second attempt. Punches it back into Dawson, and then Garnacho, who's had a bit of a scrappy first 24 minutes, can't get on the end of it, and then Wolves clear. But at least there's more football being played from a Manchester United perspective in the Wolverhampton Wanderers half of the field.
Yeah, they're growing into it a little bit. More touches on the ball, getting their better players on the ball. Need to keep finding Fernandes, keep finding Mount.
The Wolves had a terrible end to the season on the road. They lost their last 6 away games, weren't anywhere near as reliable as what 13th place suggests. But they were in a terrible position, bottom of the Premier League and 4 points adrift when Julian Lopetegui took over. Here is Casemiro, wide right is Mason Mount now, trying to get the better of Kilman, and slips over as he tries to take on Aït-Nouri, and then darts down the right hand side and encourages Rashford to press as he is, and now they're escaping because Casemiro's lost the ball, and Cunha has skilled his way past Martinez. He's charging to the edge of the box, releases Sanabria, left-footed shot, it's narrowly wide. It took a little flick on the way through. The left-footed shot from Sarabia from the edge of the penalty area just took a little nick off the retreating Varane. It hit the back of his heel and went behind and away to safety from Manchester United's perspective. But that was a lightning quick counter-attack from Wolves, led by Matheus Cunha.
Well, it was great playing out from the back, but Cunha, I mean, Casemiro goes to ground, and Martinez, I don't know what he's doing. You cannot dive in there. You've got to hold your ground and back off. 3v2. For me, he plays the wrong pass. Sarabia drags it from the left-hand side across the far post. I thought the pass was to the right, but it was great play from Cunha.
It's a terrific run. First corner of the game for Wolverhampton Wanderers. Sent in left-footed towards Dawson, who heads it down into a congested penalty area. It's cleared away by Rashford, and then it's further away, and Anthony now helps it onto Garnacho, who's trying to get away from Semedo. He's had a bright start to the game, Semedo.
Semedo's been outstanding,
and he's turned it over brilliantly. Out towards the near side, the left, and it's collected by Sarabia once again. Nunez, and then onto Lamina, who's going to strike right-footed. It's blocked by Casemiro. Garnacho gets there. That's late. That's late from Lamina, and he's going to get a booking from Simon Hooper as Garnacho's promising attack is thwarted by the Gabonese international.
So you know the 3v2 there, you'll have seen it in a million training sessions if you've been to training grounds across the country at all levels. 3v2s, 4v3s, 2v1s. That's the big difference between the top 4 teams and the best strikers in the world and the rest of the teams in the Premier League. They have players at the top of the pitch who punish you consistently time and time again when they have a 3v2 or a 2v1.
And Wolves didn't do that.
No.
And they got themselves into a brilliant position that just didn't quite come off. The pitch looks a little bit slippy, and Nunez has just fallen over, and Wan-Bissaka has fancied his chances to take on João Gomez. Gomez has got back at him. Wan-Bissaka's trying to fight for it, but it's going to go towards the corner play. It's a poor ball away by Aït-Nouri, and Mount has found Fernandes. Oh, it's gone behind him, and it's cleared away. Hasn't quite clicked for Mason Mount so far, and there were a few murmurings in pre-season that he just gone under the radar a little bit.
Yeah, he looks a tiny bit nervous, to be honest. Just rushing things a little bit.
Here is Martinez moving up towards the edge of the penalty area. 4 shots for Wolves, 2 for Manchester United so far. Only one of them has been on target, and that's from Manchester United. Varane takes the ball for United over the halfway line. 29 minutes gone. Good start from Wolves. Ball bent round the corner. Anthony takes it down, cuts in field. Mount trying to stretch to get there. Couldn't quite. It's away by Aït-Nouri and picked up by Lemina. And then was there a foul there on the edge of the penalty area? Well, certainly João Gomez feels he was fouled by Fernandes.
Caught him, yeah.
Or what might have been Mount, actually.
Mount he was on Gomez, yeah.
It's going to be a free kick 6 yards back from the edge of the penalty area. 0-0 on TalkSport on this Monday night. And it's Manchester United 0, Wolverhampton Wanderers 0 on TalkSport with Now. And don't forget, with Now you can stream all the Sky Sports action like Manchester United versus Wolves live right now for $11.99, no contract. Search Now Sports. Free kick to be taken by Max Kilman. Short one in field towards João Gomez, gets it back again Kilman, and looks to play in Nunez, back to Lemina, who turns. Casemiro now leading the press. It goes wide towards the right hand side, Semedo, and then taken by Neto. Tomorrow morning, Ali McCoyston and Andy Townsend back together again on the breakfast show from 6 a.m. if you fancy something a little bit different. Virgin Radio has Chris Evans at breakfast every Monday to Friday, 6:30 a.m. Aït-Nouri scurrying down the left touchline, plays it against Fernandes. It's going to be a throw in to Wolverhampton Wanderers, and Fernandes, the new captain in the new season here, is a little bit disappointed by the fact that the throw's gone against him.
Max Kilman's really comfortable on the ball. He really is. He's very calm. He likes to play out. He takes it off the keeper. At times he looks a little bit too calm and comfortable, but really, really nice pass out that was to the left-hand side. Beautiful technique.
It's interesting with Kilman, isn't it? Because he was on the verge of an England call-up at one stage, but it never quite materialised for him. I think he could probably play for Russia and Ukraine. His dad's Russian, his mum's Ukrainian, and he was born in London. And he speaks a bit of both. In fact, he speaks mainly Russian at home.
Really?
Yeah. You learn something new every day, don't you?
You do with you, Champ, that's for sure, my friend. It's an absolute pleasure.
Yeah. There's a little bit of sarcasm there. I think
there actually wasn't. I know I'm not very complimentary at the best of times, but just take them when they come.
Okay. Not too complimentary from Casemiro to Cunha, who's left a little bit on him here, and he wasn't happy about it at all. And just getting a little kick in the shins. The referee says, come on, let's get on with it.
Well, it did look a foul, actually. He did catch him, to be fair. He's allowed to take a second to gather himself. He did get volleyed.
Away by Varane, up towards the halfway line. Back it comes to Fernandes, and then Casemiro sends it back to Varane. Varane high into the air. Not the best of clearances, but it's going to be Dawson underneath it who wins the first header. Rashford went up with Kilman, and Kilman won that too. It's brought down to the left-hand side by Lemina, back into Nunez. Nunez under pressure from Casemiro, and they've won it back on the halfway line, Manchester United. And Nunez is the wrong side of the ball, but not for very long. He's got back and won the ball off Marcus Rashford, who's then given away a free kick.
They've done that well, Wolves, when they've lost the ball. Really recovered well. They look fit, they look sharp. Lopetegui, by staying and whatever he's done, they do look physically good. They look like they're really at it.
The biggest problem Wolves had last season was they were their lowest goal scorers. Can they change that now as Cunha goes forward on the right-hand side, shooting towards the far corner and flashing the ball past the post. It was played in down that right-hand side. Sarabia teed him up nicely.
Brilliant.
It was a tight angle in behind the Manchester United defence, and he dragged his shot narrowly wide.
Great play from Cunha again. He's been really good. He's got a score though.
And that's the problem about the fact that they were the lowest scorers in the league last season. That's what they've got to improve on.
Well, it's a joy to watch. It's really intricate football. He's outpaced Varane. He's got him behind again. He's shot inside right of the box, shot across the goal, which is the right thing to do, and sneaks past the far post. But far too easy.
Yeah, Manchester United have had a bad first 33 minutes.
They really have. I'd be tempted to drop I'd drop Mount or Fernandes back next to Casemiro and play two holding players for a while and get on the ball and get some control in the game. Because Cunha's picking up the ball in that space in front of the two centre-halves where Casemiro's on his own trying to patrol it. Yeah. Fernandes and Mount both a bit too high up for my life. I'd get one of them to drop in for a little while and just get on the ball.
It's an easy thing to label that, I see, but also Wolves just look a little bit more energetic than Manchester United.
And less nervous on the ball. I understand it. I mean, we are talking about international players, but opening day of the season, you're not quite at it because you don't want to be just yet. You're finding your way, your timing, your fitness. You've got this expectant crowd, 70-odd thousand here, expecting you to walk over this Wolves team. Football's not that easy. Not in the Premier League.
Exactly. Eric Ten Hag said in his pre-match programme notes, and this is the Premier League. It's the hardest league in the world. Every game is a proper test. This is a test, all right. Casemiro helps it on down the right side. It's into the air and away by João Gomez, picked up by Lamina, being harassed by Mount. It comes off Anthony and goes out for a throw-in inside the Wolves half in front of the dugout stand, in front of the south stand that we're sitting in, just right at the director's box. Rasmus Højlund is about 7 or 8 seats to our left-hand side. The new signing from Atalanta, the number 9, not quite up to speed just yet. It will be in a couple of weeks. Johnny Evans is sitting not too far away from our producer Declan McCarthy as well.
Oh, come on.
Yellow card for Aït-Nouri for taking too much time over the throw.
Yeah, you see, that's over the top. When you've got a throw in, sometimes you need to wait for the movements. You can't be wasting bookings on players that are taking a little bit. I mean, we're in the first half. It's 0-0. I mean, it's hardly wasting time. He waited for a couple of movements. That wasn't too long. That's where it gets a bit too silly for my liking.
And I'm all for wasn't happy about the Trent Alexander-Arnold one that he got yesterday. Similar sort of thing.
Yeah. I think throw-ins, you just got to understand football. You have to wait for the movements. That's what you work on. We're 34 minutes into the first half. You know, Wolves have had the better of it. They've gone forward. They've been playing. They've not been trying to spoil the game. There's no dark arts. Just have a think about it.
It's been a great game so far.
You know, and if he has a missed time tackle in a minute, he's off and game's spoiled.
From a Wolves perspective anyway, it's been really good.
Well, from most people, unless you're a United fan, the game's spoiled, isn't it? You know what I'm saying though, don't you? If you become too pedantic as a referee, you are going to cause yourself huge problems in keeping 11 players on the field.
Yeah, but I think the directive is...
I know what the directive is. I agree with you.
They're not going to worry about keeping 11 players on the pitch.
They should, because
Anthony's been played in over the top. It's the ball from Alessandro Martinez. It's a little bit too long. It goes into the arms of the goalkeeper. The feeling is that they tried to do that. They've been managing it over the course of the last few years, and it's led to bad behaviour. So they've decided to clamp down on it, and it will mean that there'll be more sendings off in the early part of the season.
But bad behaviour I get.
But they think that will then temper everybody's enthusiasm.
The bad behaviour I'm all for, but when you're trying, you've got to understand football. When you're taking throw-ins, you can't just pick it up and throw it in. You work on little movements on throw-ins to create space, and sometimes you have to wait for them.
It's an argument that can be had on the Sports Bar tonight with Jamie O'Hara and Jason Cundy, 03717222344. When we're finished here is Luke Shaw moving forward for Manchester United. 0-0. They haven't been incisive so far, but Shaw might do that now. He could pull the ball back to the edge of the penalty area here. Instead, he leaves it inside the box, and Garnacho goes down under pressure, and then the referee blows the whistle, but it's for a foul against a Wolves player, despite the fact that it looked like Garnacho, after the ball snuck through from the left-hand side into his path, was going to turn and fire that home.
Yeah, it looked a good decision. He's just desperately trying to get something on the ball to keep the attack going. They've got numbers back in there, Wolves. Shaw gets in down this left-hand side one of the first times. Ends up bouncing off the keeper. I'm not sure who it is. I have to wait and see on this replay. I think After it bounces off Sarr, it's Nunez.
Just about gets there, doesn't it?
Mateus Nunes.
Cleared away by Sarr. Wasn't great from Sarr. I don't think he was expecting that cross to come in from Luke Shaw. Helped on by Mount down the left-hand side. His position was sort of under scrutiny, wasn't it? I think they were thinking about selling him at one point. Ball played wide right. Fernandes looking for Wan-Bissaka. Wan-Bissaka does well, gets the better of Aït-Nouri, gets into the penalty area, low ball into the box, it's aimed towards Rashford, who heads it down, hits the hand. The referee says no, it's chest. It looked like it hit the hand of the defender initially. Was that Semedo who brought his hands into his body? Fernandes from distance tries a shot, cracks it into the defender, comes back out to Martinez, wide to the left it goes, Garnacho onto Mount, by the byline, delivers across, it's aimed towards the far post, it's too heavy from him, and goes out towards the near touchline. Wan-Bissaka picks it up again, Manchester United just upping the tempo a little bit. Fernandes makes a run into the box, but it's played in by Casemiro poorly, and cleared upfield by Lamina into Sarabia, and Wolves have it once again. Penalty for you or not?
I haven't seen the replay, Sam. I was so engaged with what was going on, but it certainly got the crowd going.
Well, it just looked as if Semedo sort of brought his arms in, but then inadvertently connected with the ball anyway.
Well, we saw one yesterday, didn't we? I think it was Jackson, wasn't it? So where his arms were tucked in, and they said close proximity and his arms were tucked in. We're just getting the chance to see this replay. Now it's never a penalty. Not in a million years. No. Actually, it's his chest, I think.
Yeah, I'm not entirely sure that it was full arm-on-arm contact, was it, there from Semedo?
Look at this.
Nunez skipping past two challenges, playing the ball down the left. Cunha into the penalty area. Wan-Bissaka just elongates one of those telescopic legs and whips the ball out of play. Now, he was offside anyway.
Well, I'll tell you something. Mateus Nunes has skipped past Fernandes like he wasn't there then.
They're international colleagues. No love lost.
And Anthony as well. And that's the problem you find sometimes when, if you've got really strong midfield players who are good at travelling with the ball, and you've got to be really proactive with your defending and not just give up on it and token gesture it. Fernandes, that was a really poor attempt at trying to defend a midfielder. That's the luxury you can't have when you're playing against top-level Premier League players.
Mount wins the ball back, fires it infield to Casemiro, finds Anthony, and then he just sort of tries to backheel the ball through two Wolves players. It needs to be more purposeful and deliberate than that. That isn't going to work. Garnacho out wide towards the left-hand side. He's moving forward for Manchester United with 5 minutes to go of normal time before we'll find out what the added time is. Garnacho back to Shaw. Shaw to Rashford. Back to goal. Tries to travel to the edge of the penalty area. He's got Wan-Bissaka square. He uses it, clips it forward poorly again. And it's hacked away. And it goes back to the halfway line. And it remains Manchester United 0, Wolverhampton Wanderers 0.
Got to stay focused, Wolves. A couple of lads looking a little bit tired. They've put in hell of a shift this first half. United starting to dominate possession a little bit, understandably so, Wolves, because they put so much in.
Here on the left-hand side, Garnacho trying to skip past Semedo, but Semedo's had his number since the minute we've started. And it's currently Manchester United 0, Wolves 0. For the latest odds, you can head to Ladbrokes. Back Manchester United to win now at 7-4 odds on, so 4-7. Back Wolverhampton Wanderers 13-2. The draw is 23-10. It's all thanks to Ladbrokes. Play at ladbrokes.com, 18+. BeGambleAware.org. I just wonder whether or not, I was just looking when you're talking about the midfield makeup there, and you mentioned Fernandes. I just wonder whether or not that midfield is robust enough. So much has been spent on robust, heavy weather midfield players in the summer. Have Manchester United got enough of that? Here's Garnacho left-hand side. And again, a cross into the box which was aimless really. It was a hit and hope cross, but it's come back to Rashford inside the area, tricks his way past one challenge. Garnacho thrashes it through the 6-yard box, and it goes well wide of goal and comes out on this near side. In fact, I think they're going to give an offside decision inside the penalty area, and it is a Wolverhampton Wanderers ball.
Yeah, it's a good point you make, the physicality aspect. I agree. I think at the moment it's more about, Fernandes has never been particularly proactive with his defending. He's always reactive. He's never been that reliable with that, although you forgive him because he's so brilliant offensively. But it's positional for me at the moment. I think Fernandes are mounted so high that Casemiro's isolated, and with the qualities the Wolves midfielder have, they're just playing through it.
Wolverhampton Wanderers if it was a boxing match, would have been up on points, that's for
hugely.
Sure. Here is Rashford back into Fernandes. He's got to look up here and try and find an outlet. He waited a little bit longer than maybe was necessary. Anthony tries to trick the defender and goes on the outside. A low cross into the box, not good enough. It's cleared away by Kilman. Did the hard bit the defender, didn't do the bit that was required at the end. Was that handball by Nunez? Referee has allowed play on. Manchester United have it inside the Wolves half of the field. All very tight and difficult to hold on to because Wolves are over you like a rash. Martinez beyond the last defender, looking to try and get the ball to Wan-Bissaka. Nori does well, gets back, heads it into the arms of his goalkeeper, and it's cleared away by Wolves.
It was nice to see Anthony one-on-one go on his right, because he overshowed him his right and he went and he did it. But then he had no confidence in his cross. But you'd think he'd have been working on that right foot, and hopefully he'll keep trying it and keep using it, because it's much harder for the defender when he becomes unpredictable on which way he's going to go.
Yeah, because naturally his tendency is always just to come in field on that left foot and try and curl one into the far corner.
Which you'll still be able to do if you sometimes go on your right, because the defender then thinks, hold on, I'm over covering, I'm going to have to just drop off a little bit more, and then you get the space. And it doesn't matter if you fail with the right foot cross, it doesn't matter if you overhit, underhit, but you've got to give yourself that variation to confuse the defender and make yourself less predictable.
Yeah, Manchester United certainly have crept into the game the longer it has gone on this half. We're soon to find out just how long we've still got to play here, because it's 43 minutes and 30 seconds at Old Trafford on this Monday Night Football, under the lights at this magnificent looking Old Trafford. I think when you go down the corridors and into the backwaters, it's not as magnificent as it first looks. But they've won the ball high on the halfway line, turned it over, and Sarabia has been fouled, but they've played on because Neto is racing away to the edge of the box. He's jinked his way past two challengers. He's still got the ball. They can't be stopped at this moment in time. And then Mount comes back, wins it for Manchester United, and ends up getting the free kick. But Luke Shaw's in trouble here. He's going to get a yellow card for what was a horrible challenge on halfway.
Neto again, the pace, the directness, the willingness to go at people, really struggling to contain him. And now Luke Shaw's got a problem, because if I was Gary O'Neill second half, I'd be saying to the lads, you give that ball to Neto every single time you get chance and you run at him. The tackle was actually on Sarabia, wasn't it? But that
it was.
The run after was Neto, and he's obviously playing on the right, so he's going to have to deal with it. It was nice and shot. Look, Garnacho tried his best to get back actually, but what he did is he dived in.
Neto was brilliant there. He just wriggled away from two or three challenges. The problem was, once again, there was no end product for Wolves, which has been the theme.
Well, it's been a nearly half.
Yeah.
So much good, nearly finished with the goals, but they're not able to finish off these moves.
Manchester United just haven't managed to keep hold of the ball in opposition territory, and when they have created something, it hasn't been anything purposeful that Jose Sá has had to deal with. 2 minutes of added time at the end of the first 45. Here is Rashford, edge of the area, onto Mount. Mount wriggling away from one challenge and playing a good ball to Wan-Bissaka, who plays it down the right for Anthony. A low ball into the box. Did that hit a hand as he was sliding in there, Kilman? The ball comes back out towards this right-hand side, and Cunha again does brilliantly defensively, takes the ball past Wan-Bissaka and clears it out towards the far side.
Cunha's a bit heavy leg because he's done really well this half. He's with his skills and his runs, he's thinking, get me in, I need a Luco.
For those who don't know what that is,
Lucozade, sorry, yeah.
Okay. Do you still have those?
There are Powerade, Lucozade, there are other drinks.
Don't they now have those little gels?
Yeah, you can have a gel.
Yeah.
More of a good old traditional fluid man myself.
Are you?
Yeah.
I can imagine. Here is Garnacho over on the far side.
You're a gel man.
Definitely.
Yeah.
New age me. Here is Fernandez, edge of the area, wrestling with Cunha. Cunha goes to ground. It's going to be a free kick centre field. 0-0. And a minute to go before we have the half-time whistle. Manchester United have only conceded 10 times in 19 home league matches last season. To concede here, they've given the ball away cheaply. Rashford's picked it up and it's on the penalty area. He shoots the ball towards goal. It's cleared by Kilman and goes out for a corner on this near side, but that was a little bit casual from Wolves.
Yeah, it was Nunez this time. He's had a great first half actually, so you forgive him the odd mistake, but they're the ones that kill you. Make them earn it. Sloppy little tired pass, wasn't it? Picked up on.
Anthony was releasing Rashford before they'd even realised they'd lost the ball. Fernandez into the penalty area with his delivery. Headed down by Varane, and he couldn't connect with it in a purposeful way, and it goes into the ground and behind and away, miles wide of the goal.
Good ball in from Fernandez, wasn't it?
Did he just get distracted there by Casemiro and Kilman going for that ball too?
Yeah, possibly. Just seen the replay. He runs off the back of Gomez, I think. No. Mateus Nunes.
Half-time. And Wolverhampton Wanderers have won here just once in 43 years. And they have a new manager who has worked with the players for less than 3 sessions, so anything they get from tonight would have been a major boost, but they could have had more than they've got at the break. Matthias Cunha with a couple of good chances, Sarabia with a shot wide. Gary O'Neill's team, for the large part of that first half, were the better team. Manchester United have got to up their game. Manchester United 0, Wolverhampton Wanderers 0. Thank you, Adrian. Yeah, well, it's just being in the press room and talking to many of the journalists that cover Manchester United and Wolverhampton Wanderers and the big national papers. Everybody's of the same opinion, really. Wolves much the brighter, Manchester United ponderous. Will this change make a difference? Well, it looks enforced. Lisandro Martinez is off and Lindelof is on, the first of 5 available changes to Erik ten Hag.
I don't think it's enforced, Sam. I think he's really struggled that first half, and he has had the yellow.
He's only just coming back from injury, really.
Yeah.
And it's been decided that he's not going to play this second half. But Lindelof, who is a right footer, really, playing on the left-hand side of the defence.
I'll tell you what I did notice is that they've had all that time at half-time to have a pop at each other, make a plan and tell each other off and motivate each other. And they've done a little huddle just before the kick-off for the second half, just in front. I don't know whether that's for the fans or...
the fans can't see the dressing room, can they?
No, but come on.
You love a huddle. You offered one earlier.
Cuddle, not a huddle.
Here's Neto, edge of the area, playing a 1-2 with Sarabia, getting down the right-hand side, and then does brilliantly Onana to come out and meet him at his feet and punch the ball behind and away for the first corner of the second half. It goes Wolverhampton Wanderers' way. You're listening to Talk Sport. I'll go through the 2-11s for you in just a second. Manchester United just got to defend this corner at the start of the second half. These two met on the final day of the season. United won 2-0. Martial and Garnacho scored. Wolves don't have a great record here overall at Manchester United. They've won just 4 of the last 23 league meetings. Ball in towards the near post. It's headed away by Casemiro. Back in again from Nunez, and then headed away by Luke Shaw. Mount goes up with João Gomez. The ball drops on the edge of the penalty area. Wan-Bissaka gets it further clear, and then it's hoisted into the air, back into the sky. But it's a bit Peter Kay, this, isn't it? Launched into the air by João Gomez. Have it, and then it goes out on the far side.
I like that, Sam. Tickled me, that one.
Manchester United with Onana in goal. Wan-Bissaka, Varane, Lindelof and Luke Shaw now as the back four. Mount, Casemiro and Fernandes. The configuration of that midfield looked like it needed a little bit of work in the first half. Garnacho and Rashford and Antony are the three-pronged attack. They're in red shirts, white shorts and black socks, and they're attacking the strap. But then in the second half, old gold and black for Wolverhampton Wanderers, who have Jose Sarr in goal, Semedo, Kilman, Dawson and Aït-Nouri. All of them were great in the first 45 minutes. Gomez, Lamina and Nunez in midfield, with Neto, Cunha and Sarabia as the forward players. And it's 0-0, and Wolves deserve credit. Lindelof snaps into a tackle on Sarabia just over the halfway line. Erik ten Hag watching on, wearing a pair of stone-coloured chinos, very tight stone-coloured chinos, and off-white trainers with black socks and an oversized rain jacket here in Manchester. Oh, he just got a little bit of a stumble as he went down to retrieve the ball down the camber of the playing surface. They are quite snug, those, aren't they?
Yeah. Yeah, not my cup of tea.
Here is Lindelof on the edge of his own penalty area. 3 minutes gone in the second half. Manchester United 0, Wolverhampton Wanderers 0 on TalkSport. Dark evening sky above our head now, and the floodlights, the main source of light above our heads. Manchester United usually win when they play their opening game here at Old Trafford. 15 wins in 18 seasons before tonight. Ball played forward, cut out by Shaw, as Wolverhampton Wanderers look to try and come forward once again. Neto on this right-hand side, won by Sarabia. They're still tigerish in the tackle and tenacious and smothering Manchester United, but Casemiro with a lovely body swerve. Mount picks it up, twirls away from Lamina, holds him off and pokes it out towards the far side. Good play by Mount that. Out to the right-hand side now, and it's collected and played infield towards Wan-Bissaka by Antony, and again that final ball just letting him down. And Wolverhampton Wanderers come forward, and Nunez skips past 2 challengers, and Fernandes couldn't stop him. And Nunez now running over the halfway line. He's got support to his right and left. He plays it to Sarabia inside the area. Ball into the box. It comes back to Cunha. And somehow it's steered round the post. and goes out for a corner. And how on earth Wolverhampton Wanderers aren't in the lead, I don't think anyone inside this ground knows. Brilliant run by Nunez, played it out wide to Sarabia. His ball flashed across the face of the area and travelled all the way through towards Matthias Cunha, and somehow he steered it wide.
Well, you've got to see this to believe it, but it's brilliant play from Matheus Nunes again, skipping past the midfield like they're not there. Too easy, really poor defending. Can he pick the right pass? He plays it out to the right. It's a drag, I don't know if he shoots or... I don't really... It ends up falling to Matheus Cunha on the back post. Oh, he's hit the post, completely missed an open... He's missed an open goal.
He's sent it to the outside of the post, hasn't he? He's missed it. That's a massive miss.
It's fallen to Cunha on the left. It's bouncing up, granted, but he's only got a side foot into an empty net. And as he's falling away, he's dragged it onto the outside of the post. I mean, Gary O'Neill and his staff won't believe it.
That's a massive chance.
It's the worst miss of the season so far, that's for sure.
Ball sent in from the wide right position by Fernandes. It was a rush free kick, unnecessary so, and it's straight down the throat of Jose Sarr. I mean, is there any mitigating circumstances about the pressure from the goalkeeper and Lindelof?
No. Not for a player with his technical ability.
I tried, Matthias.
It's a really bad miss. One you never want to see again, but inevitably will.
Well, listen, you know the statistics for their goals. They are not very good at converting chances.
Yeah, well, that wouldn't worry me so much if I was Gary O'Neill, because it's a different season.
But given away by Sarabia, played out towards the left-hand side by Garnacho. He's asking a lot of Fernandes. It wasn't a great ball, but he's kept it in anyway. It's come all the way through to Anthony inside the area, and then I don't know what he tried to do with that, but he didn't try to hit it properly. But Rashford's hunting it down, and Semedo's having to work hard to get it out of the penalty area. He does that, but Manchester United keep the pressure on. Down the right they come, with Wan-Bissaka twisting away from Matheus Nunes. He's got two to his right, including Casemiro. Tap back to Casemiro, the Brazilian by Anthony. Driven to the edge of the box and Garnacho. Wide to the left is Fernandes. He goes for goal instead. It bounces off the defender and comes out wide to Fernandes and Shaw. Back in field it goes to Garnacho. Manchester United not pulling the trigger here. Fernandes trying to drift the ball into the box. It's away by the big defender Kilman and out to the far side. And there was no one ruthless enough really to have a go from the edge of the penalty area. It was all a little bit tippy-tappy. Manchester United being urged on by their fans. Again, Casemiro doesn't get hold of it. Rashford does and tries to go through Dawson. Never going to happen. And it squeezes through to Jose Sarr in the Wolverhampton Wanderers goal. 0-0.
Yeah, let's give United a jolt. That, I mean, they got off lucky there. They've been let off. For those listening at home who can't see this and won't see it till later in the morning, it's a really, really bad miss from Wolverhampton, from Cunha.
Well, it's a huge miss. Manchester United will feel a little bit as if they've got away with one.
Well, you get a feeling in football sometimes. We all watch football and we get these little feelings of what's going to happen when those chances start going amiss and it's the outside of the post, and you sense that it's not going to be Wolves' night, don't you?
Well, Manchester United at the moment will take anything because it's not going their way either. Anthony's been played down the right-hand side. He's going to get there ahead of Sarr. He loops it towards goal. And then Dawson heads it over the top of the crossbar. And the goalkeeper came out. He was second favourite there by a long way. And Anthony did get there first. And Anthony then went down by the byline, and the ball went behind and away for a corner kick to Manchester United.
It was a good run from Anthony, from out to in. Inside the full-back, in between the centre-half and the full-back. Scoops it over the keeper with his left foot. It was unlucky.
53 on the clock, 0-0. Manchester United have another corner away to our left-hand side in front of the Stretford end, and it's sure to take it. It's deep towards the far post, punched away by Jose Sarr. Big reach on him, and he sends it high into the night sky. Wan-Bissaka tries to return it. Garnacho brings it down. He's being pursued and chased by Pablo Sarabia, who went lunging in on him. The referee said play on. It's played wide right. Anthony onto Rashford, plays it against the defender, and Nunez puts it out for another corner over on the far side for Manchester United. And that chance from Cunha just seems to give Manchester United a bit of a jolt into action.
Well, it should do. They need a kick on the backside. The half-time team show didn't seem to do it.
Well, Gary O'Neill's assistant Sean Derry alongside Tim Jenkins down in front of us, coming out to have a word with the troops as the ball comes in towards the edge of the penalty area. It's a poor delivery, and it comes out on this near side, and it's cleared away by Ryan Aït-Nouri. Back in by Shaw, driving the ball, and Fernandes has made a run. He taps it through the penalty area, takes a deflection, it goes into the arms of the goalkeeper, who drops to his left-hand side. It's an easy catch.
Great diagonal from Shaw to find Fernandes on the far right-hand side. Pulls it across, comes off Wolves defender into the keeper's arm. Better from Manchester United. A bit more intensity about their play there in the last couple of minutes.
And they needed to up that intensity because they've been off the pace throughout the game. They've lacked a spark, they've lacked an intention. And we played 10 minutes of the second half, and it's still goalless at Old Trafford on the opening night of the season. You're listening to TalkSport with Now, and don't forget that with Now you can stream all the Sky Sports action. Here is Fernandes trying to get round the back of João Gomes. João Gomes robs him of it and brings the ball away. And the Manchester United fans are getting a little bit frustrated now as it comes up towards the centre of midfield, and Cunha's dropped deep to pick it up, and he runs for a big gap, and he's still running, and he's going at the Manchester United defence. He gets to the edge of the area, his shot is saved down to his left by Onana, who spoons it round the post. But Manchester United's midfield parted like the Red Sea, and Matheus Cunha ran right through the middle of it.
Can't cope with him. I don't know where Casemiro is. He's too quick and strong for Mount. Fernandes non-existent. Big holes in the midfield. In fact, Casemiro gets blocked off, but it's still at least Mount's trying to get back. There's no conviction in the shot really. Down to Onana's left. Comfortable save.
Simon Hooper having a word with Craig Dawson and Luke Shaw, who is marshalling Dawson as the corner comes in. It's a deep one to the far post, and it's attacked by Kilman, but brilliantly headed away by Wan-Bissaka, who watched that all the way. Anthony tangles with Matheus Nunes over on the far side, but it's the Portuguese that comes away with the ball. What a chance that was again from Cunha. They've had the best chances by a mile. He's had 4 great chances in the game.
Well, that wasn't a great chance, but it was a great run and half a chance from where he hit it from. But yeah, he's been really good, apart from the last little final bit.
Here is Neto down the right side, chasing with Luke Shaw. Shaw sees it back to his goalkeeper, good control by Onana, and then he clips it left-footed. He can play it left-footed, right-footed, doesn't matter. He's happy with the ball at his feet, Onana. Rashford takes it down, runs away from 2 or 3 challenges, and then Shaw runs into trouble, and the ball's turned over, and there's space for Neto on the right hand side. There's a big gap for him to run into. He's down by the corner flag now he's attacking the penalty area, left footed straight into the face of Luke Shaw and knocks him flat to the floor.
Oh, come on, Luke, come on. Giving his team a breather there. I think he's fine. He's a tough lad, Shaw. He's not I don't think he wants to stay down for long because he gets a little ball in the face.
Well, it may be just that he's trying to get a little bit of
I think so.
A breather into his team that have been exposed on the counter-attack a couple of times and are struggling a little bit in this game to find their new season legs.
Yeah, more than a couple of times, Sam. And Nunez's ability to glide past people in the middle of the pitch is causing United a real problem. It's actually quite worrying for Ten Hag. I know his first game, and some of these players need a bit longer to get to full fitness, so you have to take that into consideration, but it has been too easy for the Wolves midfield to glide through.
Alessandro Martinez and Harry Maguire are deep in conversation on the bench as the corner comes in from this near side. The Manchester United left, there's a collision in midfield. The referee stopped it on the edge of the penalty area because there's an issue with Anthony and Dawson, who can be quite combative, but he's definitely a threat from set pieces. 20 goals, 14 of them headers since 2014. His only Wolves goal came against Liverpool in February. He's just being marshalled by Anthony there.
Tell you what, again, he's in trouble.
He is. Anthony's got to be a little bit careful as the ball comes towards the near post. It travels far too far across the penalty area. Dawson is there, doesn't get hold of it, and eventually it's smuggled out by Manchester United. And then Fernandes tries to send Garnacho away, but Semedo was alert to the danger, and that's been the theme of the night. Semedo has been terrific as well. Fernandes gets it back again, pings it forward. Rashford running down the left channel now, darting away into the Wolves half. He gets into the left wing position. He's got Mount and Anthony in the centre. He comes laterally into the box, a low ball into Anthony. It didn't come to him, but it might come to Garnacho into the box. He didn't hit it first time. He hits it second time and balloons it wide of the post.
Yeah, that all came from Sarabia giving the ball away, which was actually provoked Gary O'Neill. He's going to come off and Hwang is going to be on. He was frustrated with that. You'll see the 21 come up shortly, I'm pretty sure of it. Sometimes you spot a manager in your eye and you know, that's it, he's coming off. It was a good bit of defending from Dawson, wasn't it, to prevent United getting that ball to see who it was on the edge of the box.
Yeah, it was Mount.
Anthony or Mount waiting on the edge of the box.
And it ended up coming through to Garnacho on the edge of the box instead of where the boys were running into. That's a lovely turn by Neto. That's balletic the way he's turned away out of Lindelof's grasp. He's played it to Sarabia right side. The ball into the near post is just a little bit tired.
Look, Gary O'Neill, that was a great move. Great skill from Neto on the right hand side. He plays Sarabia in on the right. He's got the old jelly legs. First game of the season. Can't quite whip the crossing. That's the end of his evening.
Didn't feature towards the end of the season. Pablo Sarabia, after signing in February, from a PSG man. Here the ball is on the right hand side for Manchester United. 0-0 the score with an hour gone. And the ball by Anthony again just not right at all. I mean, there's not really anyone in the Manchester United jersey who's really hit their stride tonight. Quick corner taken. Anthony's got it. Left-footed. Drives the ball towards the far corner. That left-footed angled shot towards the far corner is narrowly wide.
Do you know what? Watching the games and over the first weekend, it's so important to use the five substitutions, especially when you have a strong squad. Freshen it up, more intensity. You can't expect everyone to be bang at it in the first game. I thought over the weekend so many games were influenced by the substitutes coming on the pitch.
Wolves against Brighton, by the way, another big game. It could be quite an entertaining game, that. Wolves against Brighton, live on TalkSport 2 on Saturday at 3 p.m. Friday night we've got Nottingham Forest, Sheffield United, and Saturday evening 8 o'clock for Manchester City against Newcastle United. That's going to be a hell of a game, that one, isn't it? It's going to be live on TalkSport 8 o'clock Saturday night. Moved because of the Super Cup. Would have been a 12:30, but the Super Cup taking place on Wednesday night, so Manchester City have commitments. Ball into the box from the wide right from Fernandes, again too close to the goalkeeper.
Be interesting to see what team Manchester City put out against to go with that Newcastle game in mind at the weekend.
Going to be tough, isn't it?
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that one.
And we are too. And it's only here with us, so make sure you join us Saturday night. And I did hear that Adrian was going to go to a game on Saturday afternoon, and then he was going to hot-foot it to go and watch Manchester City Newcastle as well. Like the rest of us, we love football. We really love football, and so do you, which is why you're listening to TalkSport with over 450 live games over the course of the season.
Well played.
And again, Anthony losing out over on that far side. Another tussle which goes against the Manchester United player. Kilman's so strong and desperate to get away from him.
He's really impressed
all over him.
He had one little misdemeanor early in the game where he gave the ball away, but other than that, he's been superb, Sam. He looks a real talent.
And Danny Murphy is here for a reason. He read it before anybody else. Pablo Sarabia is off, and Hee-Chan Huang, who scored against Rennes actually last week or 10 days ago, is going to come on to replace the Spaniard. A strong end to the season, 3 goals in his final 10 appearances. Only other player to get 3 or more goals in 2023 for Wolves is Daniel Podence. But he's on, and Manchester United have got another threat. He works very, very hard, and you like him, don't you?
I do, yeah. Direct, powerful, fit as a fiddle, gets a goal.
This is unlike Manchester United. They're usually ruthless against the weaker teams in the Premier League. Lamina turning away after initially thinking that they might have lost the ball there, and he turns away and plays the ball out towards the far side. It's picked up by Huang and then turned back in field, and then there was a foul by Aaron Wan-Bissaka, who's going to be spoken to by Simon Hooper over on the far side.
I thought Hooper could have played on there. I don't know if Wolves wanted to or not, but
Nori had it, didn't he?
Yeah. Although a 63 minutes, 65 minutes, and when you're playing that first game of the season, there is a tendency to slow it down as the game goes on, especially if you're at the wayside at Manchester United, when you're thinking to yourself, actually, although we've played really well, a point would be a fantastic start for us.
Especially as their record here isn't that great. The record against Manchester United, not that great either.
Well, they should be winning the game, Sam. It's as simple as that.
If they had a striker who could put chances away, they might be.
Yep.
64 gone, 0-0 the score. Live on TalkSport. Cunha's had the best chances in the game, and he's missed an absolute golden one. One that's got huge miss written all over it as the ball goes in towards the near post, and the header by Cunha goes well wide. It was on his shoulder, I think, actually.
The old Bob Boulder there, that was not the best header in the world. Well, nothing did he hit his head, but yeah. Everything seems to be coming to this man tonight, doesn't it? He has been impressive, though, we have to say. I know he's missed some chances, but a lot of them have been created by his skill and his power and his running ability.
Last goal was against Leicester in April. Goals are the currency that turn you in from a very good player to a great player if you're an attacking player like Matthias Cunha. And Wolverhampton Wanderers might be ruining those missed opportunities should Manchester United be ruthless at the other end. Mount leading the press and trying to unsettle Aït-Nouri. The ball goes back to the goalkeeper Jose Sarr, a little Cruyff turn away from Rashford, and he kicks the ball towards the right full-back position, and it goes out of play.
I'd be tempted to give Rashford a go on the left.
Stick Anthony Martial up the front?
Yeah, I would. Garnacho struggled a bit tonight. We've got Martial on the bench, maybe even Sancho. Rashford, with his ability and his pace, we should have seen more of him. I know he hasn't had the service, but on that left-hand side, at least he can start trying to create some chances for himself.
Well, there's still 25 minutes to go here. We may well see that in the not-too-distant future. Jadon Sancho warming up away to our left. Christian Eriksen warming up as well away to our left-hand side. Here is Varane on the halfway line. All played up towards the centre circle, and it is Jadon Sancho who's been called over by Erik ten Hag to get readied, and Eriksen is also getting spoken to by the Manchester United manager.
Oh, he's off again. He's done him again.
Here's Cunha turning away from Mount and Fernandes and charging into the Manchester United half. He takes it wide towards the right. Neto gets it now. And now there's no one to aim at in the centre, so they just slow the pace of the game down, Wolverhampton Wanderers. The energy that's been exerted in the early part of the game, I think, just taking its toll a little bit now on these Wolves players.
I understand it completely, but that was a wonderful opportunity to get an overload on the right-hand side here. That's belief. Do you have the belief and the physical capability to go and win the game? This Aït-Nouri, by the way, what a game he's having.
Ball play down the left-hand side to Aït-Nouri, who tried to centre the ball, but it hit Lindelof and bounces out over on the far side. And it's out for a throw-in level with the edge of the penalty area. And Wolverhampton Wanderers get moving quickly, and Manchester United are on set. And Chang moves the ball towards the edge of the area. Hwang picks it up left-footed and then drives it right-footed towards goal when he was off balance, and it goes well wide of goal.
Headlines. Saw the headlines. Bobbled up for him, and he thought I'll hit it on the half volley and try and get the headlines, but it didn't happen for him. Again, good play. Aït-Nouri, brilliant coming down that left hand side. Good control, great fitness, directness, willing to go at United.
.67 minutes on the clock. Ball up to Rashford to Casemiro. Lovely ball floated out towards the wide right hand side. He motors Antony towards the right angle of the penalty area, and then Fernandes has got it back again and overhits that ball so badly that the minute it left his foot, it was almost in the first row of the Stretford end.
I can live with that. I don't mind players overhitting the ball, making mistakes when they're trying to do the right thing.
Placing the 7 Mason Mount to the 14 Christian Eriksen.
Mason Mount off. On comes Christian Eriksen. Mount applauds all far sides of the ground after his debut comes to a premature end. And Garnacho is off and Sancho on. So what happens here? Is it going to be that Sancho goes and plays in the false 9 row that he occupied a lot in pre-season, and Rashford going out to the left, or will he stay on the wide left-hand side? We shall see. Rashford at the moment stationed in the centre, and we'll follow it. Those changes have changed the tempo for Manchester United?
It's worth a try.
Cunha heads the ball on from the long goal kick.
It's worth a try.
Oh, it's poor from Lindelof, and it's fallen straight to Neto. Neto progresses down the right side. He's halfway inside United territory, then into the right wing position. He gets it back to Semedo in the middle of the pitch. It's with João Gomez, and then back to the right and snapping into a tackle. Shaw can't get hold of it. Sancho's there to double up. It takes a deflection off the Wolves player, and it's away for a throw-in to Manchester United. Neto is turning around to the assistant on this near side and giving him a bit of a verbal volley. He throws the ball away and he gets a yellow card. He knew that was going to happen.
Yeah.
That was obvious. I don't think you can have too many complaints. They have been warned. Here is Varane turning it back towards the edge of the midfield. Play back to Shaw, and then over the halfway line it goes. It's collected by Eriksen, who's just left of the touchline on this near side, halfway inside Wolves territory. He takes it on once again. He's got Casemiro open in the centre, but he's gone towards Fernandes instead, and he flies that ball accurately towards the edge of the box, and out comes Sarr and picks it up.
Goes.
And it's straight bowled out into Cunha's path again. He does a lovely little twirl and turn and tries to get to the halfway line. But he's
enjoying himself.
Going straight up the pitch very quickly, doesn't he, by doing that?
Look how easy it is to play through. It's unbelievable.
Wang out towards the wide right. Neto takes it over in those pink boots now, flashing as he dazzles into the near post. The ball goes into the air. Onana's going to catch it. Did it go out off of Lindelof? It does. It goes out for a corner, far side.
Do you know what? If Gary O'Neill wasn't sure before watching this 70 minutes, he's got a good group of players here.
Julian Lopetegui says they weren't good enough to stay in the Premier League.
Well, I completely disagree. Confident, technically good. Yes, they are lacking a goal scorer. They are lacking that killer instinct in the final third, which can hurt you. But there's so much good about this Wolves side today. I know it's the opening day. Don't get too many silly statements and carried away. But I am absolutely convinced that this group of players I'm watching aren't going to get relegated.
Corner far side for Wolves, in towards the near post. Up there was Kilman. It's away by Casemiro. It's 3-on-3 here if Manchester United get this right. Sancho tucks it into Rashford. On the far side is Eriksen, not the player you want charging down the left-hand side. It's aimed towards him. Lamina gets there first, but Casemiro's backing up, and he sends it back towards Sancho, who's now on the right angle of the penalty area, skating into the box, tees it up for Anthony. Anthony onto Fernandes. Again, too many passes, too many touches, a lack of ruthlessness, and Cunha is away. And Cunha's charging past one player, then another, then he goes towards the edge of the box. He's got options to his left-hand side, and one of those sends it back. It comes to Neto inside the area, left-footed drive, straight. No! Onana pats it down and clears, and it's another big let-off for Manchester United.
Well, whatever point, if United get 1 or 3 from this game, they can count themselves very lucky. The game should be done. It was a tired finish from Neto after another great break from Cunha, running past Fernandes. I mean, talk about easy, too easy, running through the middle of the United team like nobody there.
Again, given a ball away inside opposition territory. It was a poor showing this from Manchester United. 18 minutes gone. The Wolverhampton Wanderers fans away to our right-hand side, enjoying themselves, believing that they're going to get something from this game. And to get something from this game would be a majorly good start for Gary O'Neill, bearing in mind that on Tuesday he wasn't the Wolves manager.
To be honest with you, Sam, these are the type of games that you just walk away. If you don't win, you walk away from gutted, even if you nick a point, because they've done so much good stuff, so many chances for them. I mean, that one there was a really tired finish from Neto.
Not as tired of this Manchester United team. They can't even raise a gallop now. No. They're playing the ball on the halfway line amongst themselves and being forced forward by their fans. Sancho down the left-hand side, trying to get towards the edge of the box. He turns it back and plays it to Eriksen. Eriksen tries to steer it forward. He goes down the left side of the box. Casemiro trying to get hold of it, but Lamina, brilliant. Dawson, very good. Shepherds the ball out of play. Goal kick for Wolverhampton Wanderers with 18 minutes to go.
There's been some exceptional performances in the Wolves team, I have to say. 2 lads in central midfield. Mateus Cunha, the centre-halves have been good. Neto's been a threat. The left-back's been exceptional.
Well, I'm not sure this is what Manchester United were expecting when they came here tonight. I think they probably should have known that this team would be fired up to prove Julian Lopetegui wrong. But I don't think that Manchester United were at the level to kick on Wolves and compete with them. They haven't been fit enough, sharp enough.
No, do you know what, Sam? You're right. I don't think they expected it. But it's not even the super tenacity and fitness levels of Wolves. It's the real belief and confidence on the ball to dictate the game, to actually really go after Manchester United, and it's been the belief they've shown has been, considering the negativity around the place.
They've been absolutely superb.
Well, maybe I take that back. Maybe not negativity around the place because we don't know what it's like there.
Shaw wins the ball high up, plays it left to Sancho. Sancho into the area. A right-footed ball again is not purposeful enough. It's not decisive enough. Again, it's just sort of helped forward with a hopeful intent to try and steer it into an area. They need to be more precise than that if they're going to cut open this resolute Wolverhampton Wanderers back line. Short corner taken quickly for Manchester United. Sancho into the area again. It's here and away by Aït-Nouri. Picked up by Sancho, left side of the area, slows it down once more, looking for movement inside the box. Lindelof has broken the lines and turned it back into a central area, away by Kilman. Good defending. Back out wide to Sancho, trying to tease his way into the box, runs down the length of the byline, sends the ball into the centre. It's cleared away by Matthias Nunes and it's up into the air again, and Wolves should clear it. Hwang fighting with Varane for the ball on the edge of his own box. Again, they take their time, but eventually they dig it out and send it to the far side. Pelistri's coming on, another winger to try and light up Manchester United. Garnacho taken off, Mount taken off. Fabio Silva, who was on loan last season away from the club, is coming in for Wolverhampton Wanderers. United looking to build wide right into the opposition half, then into the penalty area. Wan-Bissaka into the centre. Varane is arriving late and he nods it in front of the Stretford end to give Manchester United an undeserved lead. Wan-Bissaka breaking the lines and running into the box, helping the ball across the 6-yard box. For the first time on the night, Wolverhampton Wanderers lost concentration and Rafa Varane was there to nod the ball home for the first Manchester United goal of the season, and they lead by 1-0.
Well, I said to you 10 minutes ago, you get the feeling, you know what's going to happen. Good play from Wan-Bissaka, finds himself in the inside right position. He wasn't tracked. First time a Wolves player switched off, it's only a yard. Hooks it back across the goal and Varane's there at the back post.
It's a sickener for Gary O'Neill and Wolverhampton Wanderers, who make 2 changes now. Bueno, who's a very progressive left back, who's coming on, and Fabio Silva. And the changes that are taking place, off comes Cunha, who's run his race, and the other change is going to be Pelistri coming on, Anthony coming off, and the other Wolverhampton Wanderers alteration when the 4th official eventually gets his board up in the air. Darren Bond struggling with the mechanics, takes off Ryan Aït-Nouri. He's had a very good game.
Very good game.
Hugo Bueno comes on to replace him, so 2 changes. And what happens now to the way that Wolves operate? They change it, go for it, try and get it up the field a little bit quicker. What would you do?
Keep playing. They were making change. They've got to try and keep believing. Do this type of thing, running off the ball, trying to play forward. Commit some men forward as they were. Nothing wrong with what they've done. They've been caught out. It was a yard. He's let him run off him, can't recover, and you're a goal down, and that's what happens against high quality teams. I said it to you before, you keep missing chances when you come to places like this, you get done.
And they missed a bucket load of chances. And Manchester United have taken advantage because they were always going to get one chance. Rafael Varane has taken it. The first goal of the season for Manchester United puts them in front. It's not been a pretty performance by any stretch of the imagination, but they lead. Here comes Neto for Wolverhampton Wanderers, trying to get them back into the game. We've got 12 minutes plus added time to play. Live on TalkSport straight after the game. We'll be taking your calls on the Sports Bar 03717223344, and we'll bring you live interviews with Eric Ten Hag and Gary O'Neill into the Sports Bar. So make sure you stick around. Ball with the outside of his boot by Kilman towards this near side, the right. It was into a channel for Neto to chase. Silva trying to deal with the pieces after it was half cleared by Manchester United. Into the right wing position is Matthias Nunes. Picks it up, moves it infield. There's a lot of space here for João Gomez, who just nudges it towards the middle of the Manchester United half, where Lamina is striding into position. Out wide on the left is Hugo Bueno. who moves up towards the edge of the box, gets a cross in, left-footed, chested by Varane. Was that a handball? Referee says no. Fabio Silva picks it up. Lemina tries to clip it towards his near side. He was caught in two minds, and Manchester United play their way out of trouble. Then Sancho almost gave it away but didn't, and now it's picked up by Fernandes, and it's 4-on-3 in Manchester United's favour, and Rashford is racing towards goal down the left side, goes back in on his right foot, doesn't pull the trigger, took too long, he's driven wide by Semedo, and then the offside flag goes up.
Terrific defending, great breakaway from Manchester United. Rashford on the inside left position, and Dawson doesn't commit. He waits. Terrific. Great wisdom there from the centre half, knowing what to do. Closing the angles, really good.
What a chance that was for Manchester United. They should have made more of that. One stage they had numbers in advance of the Wolverhampton Wanderers midfield. I just think Rashford there should have just pulled the trigger as he got to the edge of the penalty area, because he was being closed down. But they were well positioned again, weren't they, Wolves? I mean, they looked so well drilled. It's almost a miracle that, I think, listen, Lopetegui,
yeah, they know what they're doing, don't they?
Drilled into them anyway. Yeah. He certainly had an impact. Here is Neto inside the area, tucking it back towards the edge of the box, and Hwang Hee-chan tries to smash the ball goalwards, but didn't get a proper touch on it, and flicks the ball towards the right side of the post, and it goes out for a goal kick away to our right hand side. Well, Manchester United might need that focal point, might need to be able to have Rashford peeling out to the left when Højlund gets fit and ready for action. He's sitting and watching up at the back of the stand here. He started last season as the fourth choice striker for Atalanta and worked his way into the team. He may well be the focal point that Manchester United need in their team. They've got other players that aren't available at this moment in time. Malacia, Mainu, Diallo, Heaton, Henderson all sidelined. And it remains to be seen how Erik ten Hag feels.
Well played.
They have adjusted to what has been a rather tough opening night. Won by Jadon Sancho after a collision with João Gomez. Gomez is still down, and Sancho travelling to the edge of the box. He feeds Rashford inside the area, turns to his left, tries to get the shot away, blocked by Kilman. It's cleared out from the edge of the area towards this near side.
Made a difference, Sancho.
What has he done to make that difference? Has he just dragged them a little bit further up the pitch on this left-hand side? He's had a bit more composure when he's got the ball.
A bit more composure, yeah. He's kept the ball nicely. He's drifted both sides. He's just given them something different problem. He's got quick feet. You can't really dive in on him.
Currently Manchester United 1, Wolverhampton Wanderers 0, live on Talk Sport. And for the latest odds, you can head to Ladbrokes. Back Manchester United to win at 8-1 on, and Wolves to win at 55-1. The draw is 13-2. That's all thanks to Ladbrokes.
Here he goes.
Play at ladbrokes.com. BeGambleAware.org. Here he goes was a reference to Hugo Bueno, who's going up the field on the left-hand side.
Great recovery from Pellistri, wasn't it? Really great determination to get back, use his pace to spot the danger. Exactly what you want from your wide man late in a game.
Neto down the right side, trying to move towards the midpoint of the Manchester United half, looking for an equaliser here after dominating a lot of the game and being out the dominant force in the match since it started, really outplaying Manchester United.
Good
getting
play.
their tactics right. Semedo out towards the right hand side. Nunez tucks it back towards the edge of the box, and Silva strikes it, saved down low by Onana and tucked round the post. He's had to make a couple of saves, Onana. He may be good with his feet, but he's also good at making sure the ball doesn't go in the net.
Kept his angles well, Onana there. Decent snapshot from Silva along the ground. Right thing to do. Said it before, say it again, it's not Wolves' night, Sam.
Wolverhampton Wanderers have been the better side in this game. 7 minutes to go. The ball from Neto towards the back post is dealt with by Wan-Bissaka from the corner, attacking the scoreboard end. Wolverhampton Wanderers trying to get it forward, and it goes out of play and away for a throw-in. Remember, the TalkSport podcast, Premier League All Access, reviewing the whole of the weekend and bringing you insight from the tunnels, is available on YouTube. Just search Premier League All Access from the TalkSport page. You can go to podcasts and get it there, and you can watch Scott Minto, Alex Crook and myself dissecting all the weekend's action. and it's also available as a podcast. Just download it from where you get your usual podcast. Here's João Gomes down the right-hand side. He's beaten Casemiro to the ball. It's wriggled free. It comes back to Silva. It's another save by Onana. Down low to his right, another foot save by Onana. After João Gomes, great work down the right side, pulled the ball back. Silva another miss. Rashford at the other end, trying to race towards the edge of the box. Again crowded out.
Kilman did well there.
And Lamina getting back to help out too. And Wolverhampton Wanderers trying to bring it clear. And then there's a little tired leg in there from João Gomes. Gives the ball away to Sancho. He races down the left-hand side. Comes back to Fernandes, edge of the box. Encouraged to shoot. He doesn't. He teases it into an area instead. And it's touched by Pellistri, who was coming in at the far post. But it's narrowly wide.
Old Trafford in attendance this evening is 73,358.
It'll be concerning for Ten Hag, the amount of chances Wolves have made against them, and still at 1-0 you should be trying to see the game out now. Wouldn't surprise me if we see McTominay shortly.
Well, he's been warming up away to our left, and Harry Maguire has been warming up away to our left-hand side as well. Manchester United just got to see out the game here against Wolverhampton Wanderers. They've had so many chances. Fabio Silva's had two that have been stopped by Andre Onana. I mean, no wonder they wanted Andre Onana. He's been good with his feet, and he's been good with his stops as well. Shaw away as the ball's sent forward. Again, Manchester United players not getting back. Ericsson didn't get back into position there. Collected by Neto, right side, attacking the penalty area away to our right. The cross is a deep one. It's Bueno who keeps it in. He hoists it from the wide centre of the area over on the far side. It's cut out by Onana, who came out and claimed. He's got a big personality. He took charge of that situation, said, get out of the way, that's mine.
Great debut for Onana. Most of the saves he should have saved, to be honest, but good angles, good positions, some poor finishing, but if he gets a clean sheet, he'll be absolutely ecstatic, because there's probably only Wan-Bissaka, I would say, in front of him who's been somewhere near his levels.
4 minutes to go before the conclusion of the game, and Manchester United lead by Rafa Varane's goal to 0. Varane scoring the first goal of the season for Manchester United. It was a goal that really came against the run of play. Again, the ball's played round the corner by João Gomes into Matthias Nunes. He was fouled, Gomes, though, when he did it. There was a little advantage play by Simon Hooper, and then they pulled it back when Manchester United won the ball back. So this is an opportunity to try and create something from a set piece with 4 minutes to go. Wait for the whistle. Says
they're trying to get the big lad on for this set play. I don't think they're going to get chance.
Sasa Kalajdzic wants to get onto the pitch. You remember that he joined last year from Stuttgart. Big, tall striker, the second tallest player in the Premier League. Second only to. Do you know who the tallest player is? Who's taller than Sasa Kalajdzic?
I don't know, go on.
You don't like these little tests, do you? Dan Burn.
Of course he is.
Big Dan Burn.
Go on, Burnsy.
Off comes Rashford, and on comes Scott McTominay. And then the other change is going to be Sasa Kalajdzic coming on. He did his ACL just a couple of games after joining from Stuttgart. And he's just asked for an energy gel before he even goes on the field of play, Sasa Kalajdzic. And he's coming on. And off comes João Gomes. So an extra forward player on.
He's done well, João Gomes. He's got a bit of cramp, but he's been terrific.
Kalajdzic, who is very tall and lean, looks a bit ungainly as he walks, ambles towards the edge of the D to face this free kick, to try and get something on it. It's aimed towards the far post. It's headed across the face of goal, and Onana has to stretch his arms up into the air as that Wolves free kick drifted into the box. And around the back, it was headed, I think, by Kilman across the face of goal. And it was a good take by Onana, who stretched his arms into the night sky and pulled it into his chest, and will clear away for Manchester United. 2 minutes of added time to go. Manchester United holding on to it, wasting a little bit of time. Not supposed to do that anymore. It's cleared up over the halfway line. Dawson nods it down. Wolves are going to be pig sick that they haven't won this game, or haven't got something from this game.
I would be absolutely devastated going into the changing room, because very rarely do you come to places like Old Trafford, especially after their home form last year, and dominate them and create as many chances as they have.
Down the left we go with McTominay bursting into a wing position. Semedo has been brilliant, wins that duel, and clears it upfield. It's headed down by Shaw to Ericsson though, and he's in the dead centre of the Wolves half. Sancho comes across, plays it wide towards the right. It's into Wan-Bissaka, who's under pressure immediately by Hwang. Hwang makes him turn and pivot and send it wide. Pellistri takes over, right angle of the penalty area. Back to Casemiro. His delivery into the box is aimed towards McTominay, away by Dawson, the big robust centre half, and then it bounces loose inside the Wolverhampton Wanderers half of the field, and it's cleared up towards halfway. Now Neto isolating Shaw, cuts in field, then turns away from him, runs up to the halfway line, then pushes it forward into the path of Nunez, who's shackled by Fernandes, and it's out on this near side.
Good defending from Luke Shaw. Sorry, I've got to just interject there, Sammy. I'm watching him. He's had a booking. He's tired. He's up against Neto with his pace. He stays close enough, but doesn't dive in, and he doesn't drop off too much because he's not. It was really good defending that from Luke Shaw late in the game. Concentrated. Showed his fitness and concentration there. Here we go.
Oh, space in behind for Hwang, who's inside the area now. He's taking it wide instead of steering it back across the face of goal. It comes to Silva, who turns. It's blocked by Shaw again. And another chance goes for begging for Wolverhampton Wanderers. Silva on the spin, shooting from the edge of the 6-yard box, blocked by Shaw. Back out wide it goes to Neto. We're in the last 10 seconds of normal time. Varane heads it away. It comes back out towards Dawson. The Wolverhampton Wanderers fans want the ball pumped into the box here. They want a last chance. There's 7 minutes of added time for them to try and get an equaliser. Manchester United on the rack a little bit.
They are, but we could be here till 2027. Never mind 7 extra minutes. They're not scoring tonight. Trust it. Trust the man who's been there many times. You get that feeling.
Manchester United haven't lost a home game in the Premier League since the opening day of last season. They have good form here, but they've been lucky tonight. The ball is into the penalty area. It's away by Pellistri. It's collected by Dawson. Dawson moving forward. Plays it out towards the left-hand side. It's on to Max Kilman, who's in a left-wing position now for Wolves. He delivers across into the box. Kalajdzic underneath it. And out comes Onana again. Takes charge. Says, I'll have that. And Manchester United got room to manoeuvre. And Casemiro didn't see that Silva was coming in his wing mirrors. He released the ball to Sancho. Did well, actually.
He did.
Tucked it back.
Didn't want that back, though.
And Casemiro then being hounded by Fabio Silva. Wins a free kick just over the halfway line. 0-0. What do you take away for Gary O'Neill?
A hell of a lot. A hell of a lot. We've got a team who are physically capable. They've got belief in themselves. They've got the ability to play out from the back. They can handle themselves. I'd be a little concerned about the lack of cutting edge in the final third. That ruthlessness to score goals and win games, because we've seen Wolves do this a lot last season. But I still think there's plenty in this squad that'll please him after watching this game tonight. Plenty to work with.
Given away.
If he can keep Bournemouth up, he can certainly keep this talented group up.
Neto gives the ball away, and then Fernandes finds Sancho. Sancho runs into Dawson. Dawson hands him off and gives a free kick to Manchester United. 10 yards inside opposition territory. There's still a lot of people stayed inside the stadium tonight. They haven't left early because they know, one, how long the games go on. 5 of the weekend's Premier League fixtures saw the clock reach 100 minutes over the weekend. This one probably won't quite get there. 99 minutes I think we'll get to over the two halves. But there is still jeopardy in this game. There's still hope for Wolverhampton Wanderers. There's still trepidation for Manchester United. Shaw plays it down the left channel, and Fernandes had chopped back towards him. What will Erik ten Hag have learnt from this game? Will he have them in running 13.8 kilometres like he did after the Brentford game last season?
No, I think he'll realise they're a bit behind physically. Maybe, I don't know what their pre-season's been like, whether it's the travelling or the training or whatever. They're a little bit off it, United, that's for sure.
Wolves tussling for the ball. Bueno's done well again, up against Pellistri over on the far side. It's played in to Dawson. Dawson plays it to Semedo, and Semedo starts travelling down the right touchline. Up it goes into the feet of Neto, and then Semedo continues his run, and now he moves into an advanced position, centres the ball well into Silva. There's space for Hwang on the edge of the box. He takes it on the outside, gets a shot into the near post. It hits the side netting. It might well have taken a deflection or a little nick off Onana on the way through, but that was another chance,
Wan-Bissaka.
another opportunity. The corner goes short. It goes back to Hwang on the edge of the box. Kilman tries to keep it alive. He sets it up for Lamina. It's blocked by McTominay, and then there's a donut on the pitch who's come from the goal behind away to our right-hand side, and he's spoilt that promising attack for Wolverhampton Wanderers. And Jose Sarr, furious, comes running out of his goal and helps the steward shepherd him and take him off. Get off the pitch, you absolute fool.
Yeah, clown.
Game coming to a climax. We've been waiting all summer for a decent game of football, and that's what the Wolverhampton Wanderers fans think of this tool that's just come on the pitch.
Great tackle that was from Wan-Bissaka. The one-on-one there with Hwang.
I mean, that's dangerous, actually. The speed and velocity which he charged through from behind the goal away to our right-hand side was dangerous. Dangerous for the players on the field of play. They didn't know what the hell was going on.
Oh yeah, he doesn't deserve the airtime. He's an absolute idiot. Pathetic.
Semedo into the box from the uncontested drop ball, headed down by Dawson, comes to Lamina, right-footed shot, blocked by Varane, comes to the edge of the penalty area. Bueno trying to get onto his right foot, steers it towards goal, blocked by the defender. Hwang down the left-hand side, delivers the ball towards the edge of the 6-yard box. It's cleared away by Casemiro. Manchester United still scrambling it clear. 5 minutes into stoppage time. Wolves still pressurising, pushing forward. The cross comes into the box. It's missed by the first defender. Dawson trying to keep it alive. Takes it down, goes to ground, wants a penalty. He's not going to get one from Simon Hooper anyway. They still turn it over. Man United can't get it out of their box. Goes wide once again. Picked up by Hwang. Deep towards the far post. Real jeopardy in the game here. But Wolverhampton Wanderers just lack the final touch inside the area. Can they get one now? Decent looking cross. Onana comes up with a haymaker. He's connected with the forward coming in underneath it. Kalajdzic. The ball's still alive. Into the box. Hwang with a header. It goes behind and away. And it's out for a corner kick.
They're going to check this.
A goal kick. Well, Onana came out.
Yeah, he came out late.
Planted a haymaker on Kalajdzic. So does that generate a penalty kick for Wolverhampton Wanderers?
Well, we're seeing the replay now. Oh, it's a penalty. He's got his eyes on the ball, but he's completely missed it.
Well, he's got no touch on the ball, and VAR have got to check it for a penalty, and they are going to check it for a penalty. The VAR tonight back in Stockley Park is Michael Salisbury.
He's going to have to look at it,
and he's looking at it, and he's going to encourage Simon Hooper to come over and look at it as well. Dawson gets the ball goes into the box from Neto. Dawson gets the ball,
takes Kalajdzic out,
and Onana takes out Kalajdzic. He's got no clue where the ball is. He's completely missed it. He's got his arms wide, and then he pulls it in, and the referee is going over to the monitor to check whether or not Onana is guilty of a foul. If he is, it's going to be a penalty.
Do you know what, Sam? I know I said a few times about this feeling that they're not going to score tonight, and I really hope I'm wrong, because they deserve it.
Decision, no penalty.
Well, the feeling was right.
Well, explain that to me. If the VAR has looked at it and instigated the check, Simon Hooper never came over to look at the monitor. Gary O'Neill's going ballistic. He's got a yellow card. He doesn't understand why Andre Onana hasn't been punished for that. You explain to me why he hasn't been punished for that.
I can't. That's an absolutely bizarre decision.
He's made
taken him out.
But the fourth official is trying to explain to Gary O'Neill that it was a coming together. Well, it's a late challenge from a goalkeeper who's never going to get hold of the ball.
It's a penalty. When they tell me VAR is supposed to eradicate Stew's silly decision, I mean, come on.
Eriksson picks it up, plays it to the right side. It's a poor ball. Wolverhampton Wanderers, their fans will be on the phone calling Jamie O'Hara and Jason Cundy right now. 03717 2233 44.
It's not even a difficult one. He's completely mistimed the ball and taken the lad out.
Well, this is a match that Manchester United will probably win, and it'll feel like a defeat. It's been a poor performance all round, and they're lucky not to have lost the game, not draw the game. They're lucky not to have lost the game. Neto into the centre from the wide right position. We played 98 minutes.
Who's on VAR?
Michael Salisbury. Ball out on the left with Bueno. He's crossed into the box. Onana comes out, flying this time and grabbing it, and that should be enough Andre Onana will keep a clean sheet. Manchester United will get 3 points, and Wolverhampton Wanderers will head down the motorway network feeling hard done by.
I sometimes...
You're bamboozled by that, aren't you? You're lost for words.
Yeah, I sometimes jump in and say, you know, in the moment, the passion. That, even after a minute or two of thinking about it, it's beyond belief that they can't see that as at least something that has to be looked at by the referee, because
he has to come and have a look at it.
He's flown out, jumped in the air, missed the ball and taken him out.
99th minute of the game, 1-0. They've had a penalty denied. The cross came in from Neto. Out came Onana. He completely missed the ball and collided with Kalajdzic. The referee didn't give a penalty initially. VAR checked it. It came up on the board. We saw them checking it. We saw the TV pictures of them checking it, and somehow Simon Hooper wasn't even sent to the monitor. Everybody in his press box is turning around looking at us going, it's a penalty, it's a penalty, it should have been a penalty. Well, it wasn't a penalty.
How can it not be a penalty? I don't understand how it cannot be a penalty.
Full-time whistle goes. Manchester United join Manchester City and Arsenal by winning their opening game of the new Premier League season. It's been a weekend where nothing has been easy for anyone, and tonight was certainly no different. Erik ten Hag's team have majorly got away with one. They came up against a Wolverhampton Wanderers team, well drilled, well organised and committed and spirited, lacking one major facet, which was the ability to convert the multiple chances that they had against a sluggish Manchester United team. In the end, it never looked like they were going to score, even when they should have had a penalty in the dying seconds of the game. Gary O'Neill, protesting at the end, was booked because he believed that they should have been awarded a spot kick, and there's not too many people inside this ground that would disagree with him. Somehow, Manchester United have taken all 3 points. It's finished Manchester United 1, Wolverhampton Wanderers 0.